This is lesson 6.2 Independent Practice, pages 159 through 160, and this first video will be numbers 9, 10, 11, and 12, and then we'll break up the rest of the questions into a second and maybe even third video. This is a hints video, meaning you won't get any direct answers from this video. Rather, the video will help you set up some of the problems and help you solve them. Taryn and Alistair both mow lawns. Each charges a flat fee to mow a lawn. The table shows the number of lawns mowed in the past week, the time spent mowing lawns, and the money earned. So please go ahead and examine this table, and I want you to notice that there are three different sections. We've got how many lawns get mowed, we've got how many hours are spent mowing the lawns, and then we've got the total money that is earned. So question number 9 reads, how much does Taryn charge to mow a lawn? So we're talking about how much money, so we need to look at the money column. And then we're talking about the number of lawns, so we need to look at the lawn column. What we can ignore for number 9 and also number 10 are how many lawns get mowed. I'm sorry, how much time is spent mowing. We don't need this column to start. So remember that when you've got money as one of the terms, it goes first. So for number 9, we could set it up as, grab my whiteboard here. For number 9, we could set it up as Taryn makes $112.50. And for how many lawns is that? That's for 9 lawns. So if you set this up as $112.50 over 9, we would need to divide by 9. If we do that, 9 divided by 9 would be 1 lawn. And that's what we're trying to figure out, is how much she makes per lawn. If you divide the second term in a rate by 9, you have to divide the first term in a rate by 9. So this one can simply be solved by doing $112.50 divided by 9. If you do that, you will get the correct answer to number 9. And let's go ahead and take a peek at number 10 as well. How much does Alistair charge to mow a lawn? It's the same exact thing. Alistair's problem would look like $122.50 for he only mowed 7 lawns. So if you want to figure out how much he makes for 1 lawn, you would divide by 7. And 7 lawns divided by 7 would be 1 lawn, which is our point. We're trying to figure out how much he makes for 1 lawn. So if you divide, for number 10, $122.50 by 7, you will get the right answer. Go ahead and try those, and when you're confident you got the correct answer, you could check them with the calculator, and then we will check out numbers 10 and 11. All right, number 10 reads, who earns more per hour, Taryn or Alistair? Now, I want to warn you right now that the information you get for number 11, you'll need to save for number 12. So everything you do for number 11, save. Don't erase it. If you do it on a whiteboard, just save it. Trust me that you need to know this information later for number 12. So for number 11, it says, who earns more per hour? So pay attention to what they're asking. We're talking about the money, earns, that's the money. And now we're talking about per hour. So if you pay attention, what we're not focusing on for number 11 is the number of lawns that are mowed. So we can ignore that, and that actually helps you set it up. So for Taryn, it would be $112.50. That's our first term, just like before. And this time we're not trying to figure out how much she makes per lawn. We're trying to figure out how much she makes per hour. So if you go look in the hours, it's 7.5 for Taryn. And this is going to be exactly like what we just did. It's a different division problem. It's the same dividend, but it's a different divisor. So that will tell you how much she's going to make per hour. Divide $112.50 by 7.5. For Alistair, Alistair makes a different amount of money. He makes $122.50. And that's going to be for him, that's divided by 5 hours. So for Alistair, you're going to divide $122.50 by 5 hours. Now, if you solve both of those answers, if you solve both of those division problems, you can actually then write the answer to number 11 on the line, that either Taryn or Alistair makes more money per hour. But again, save this answer right here, save it, and this answer right here, save it, because you're going to need it for number 12. Number 12 says, what if Taryn and Alistair want to earn an additional $735 each? How many additional hours will each spend mowing lawns? So let's think about this. They each made a certain amount of money per hour that you calculated in number 11. So I'm actually going to show you what I would do. And I think I'll pick out Alistair. No good reason, just because. So for Alistair, what you should have done for number 11 was $122.50 divided by the 5 hours that he worked. And I'll just divide this with you right now, and then I'll show you how to apply this answer. This is kind of what I did for number 11, but I want to show you how it works for number 12. So 5 goes into 12 twice. 5 goes into 22 4 times. 5 goes into 25 5 times. Kind of looks like I'm done. But when it comes to money, you have to have 2 places in the cents, so it's going to be a 0. 5 goes into 0 times. So it's going to be $24.50, and I want to pay attention to what that means. $24.50 per hour. That's what Alistair makes. That's what you should have calculated for number 11. If you didn't do that, this is a nice hint to go back and fix that. Now, number 12 says, if Taryn and Alistair want to earn an additional $735 each. So Alistair is going to make $24.50 per hour. We just determined that. And how long is it going to take for Alistair to get up to $735? What I hope you recognize is that this is actually a division problem. A bunch of $24.50 is added up would be multiplication, but that'd be guess and check. So to figure out how many times $24.50 goes into $735, you just divide. $735 divided by $24.50. And this is a somewhat complicated looking problem. Please move the decimal 1 or even 2 places to the right. If you move it 2 places to the right, it's going to look more like a whole number, but technically you could have done it 1. Whatever you do to the divisor, you do to the dividend, so we'll annex some zeros and do this. And now we simply have to divide. How many times is $24.50 going to $735? Do your best, work with your peers. Now that's going to get you an answer for, part of an answer for number 12. That's going to be Alistair. Alistair's going to, and then the answer here you get is how many hours it's going to take Alistair to get to $735. You're going to have to do the same thing for Taryn, except for you're not going to divide 735 by 2450. You're going to divide 735 by the answer you got for number 11 for Taryn, how much she earns per hour.